What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Neeks Sports. Manchester United nil, Real Sociedad nil, through to the last 16 of the Europa League. There's been some big casualties. Lille out, Napoli out, Leverkusen out, Leicester City out. Man United are not one. Man United are through. Comfortable performance in the end. Professional performance, or just a professional performance. What we expected from Man United. You know, the team lineup. I did a preview earlier today, and for me, the team lineup was a bit stronger than I expected it to be. A bit stronger than I wanted it to be per se. But in the end, I understand it. I do understand it. You know, at the beginning, I was like, oh, why? You know, okay, we went with obviously Henderson in goal, Tellez, we have Bailly and Lindelof, and Wan-Bissaka at the back, Matic and Fred, which I expected. Both Greenwood and Martial both started, with Bruno with the captain's armband and Dan James on the left. I didn't necessarily want Bruno to start. I had Mata in my team, but Mata wasn't even in the squad. I also had Ahmad starting, so I had Martial on the bench. I said either Martial or Greenwood can start. I wasn't really too fast. And I also had Brandon Williams and Tuanzebe starting. Both of those players came on in the end, as did Marcus Rashford. But after about 15 minutes, where Sociedad kind of came out, not flying, but they came out with intent, got a penalty from a Dan James foul, and missed the penalty. And I was like, okay, I understand why we went with a stronger team. Because what you don't want with a bunch of youngsters in the team, what you don't want is to go 1-0, 2-0 down early, and then you're fighting to make sure it doesn't get not embarrassing or it doesn't get tight. You don't want that. So what Solskjaer decided to do was go with a bit more experience. As I said, Bruno, Martial, Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof as well, and use that to kind of get to halftime, hopefully in the lead. Obviously, it was 0-0 in the end, and take that into go into the second half. You can make the changes. You're not going to concede 4 in the second half and lose the game. You concede 4 and you lose that game. Sell everyone. Sell the club. So in the end, after about 10-15 minutes, I understood why he did what he did. And yeah, it was a professional performance. We unlucky not to win, to be honest. We could have won. Sociedad had 1 shot on target in the game. We know they hit the bar once from a header, but had 1 shot on target, which is a weak effort from outside the box late in the second half, actually, very late in the second half. Rashford had a shot for us that just went past the post. Dan James had a header, which the keeper made a good save. Martial had a shot that the keeper made a save at the near post. Greenwood had an opportunity that just went past the near post. He probably should have squared it, if I'm honest, or gone for the far corner. And we also hit the crossbar from a Bruno shot with the keeper kind of stranded. So we had our opportunities to score. Tuanzebe, of course, I nearly forgot. Tuanzebe had the header that was disallowed for a foul by Lindelof. Correct decision. I didn't think it was a yellow card, but correct decision. So unfortunate, I would say, not to win the game, but professional display. Didn't embarrass ourselves by having to struggle and get through in the end. We expected this, 1-0. 4-0 from the first leg. It should have been comfortable, and it was comfortable. Of course, I would want to have won the game, but getting through is the most important thing. And as I said, a few big sides have dropped out. Now we know Arsenal beat Benfica, Leicester, Napoli, Leverkusen, and Lille, who are top of Ligue 1. They're all out. All got knocked out. AC Milan went through on away goals. So we've got an opportunity. The draw is tomorrow at 12 p.m. I may do a stream for that live draw. If not, then we'll do a reaction for it. Either myself or Ramsey or both. So it'll be interesting to see who we get. It's an open draw, no seeding, no country protection, anything. So you could get a North London derby, Arsenal versus Spurs. You could get Arsenal versus Villarreal with Unai Emery returning to Arsenal. You could get Man United versus Molde, Solskjaer's old club. And there's other permutations and AC Milan, Zlatan back, maybe against Man United. You never know. There's a lot of different permutations. But we're in the hat. We're in the draw, and that's the most important thing. Good to see, as I said in my preview, some of the youngsters. So at halftime, he brought on Rashford. 5 years since he made his debut. 5 years to the day, to the round that he made his debut at home, second leg against Midtjylland. We know he came off the bench and scored 2 goals. His substitute appearance, no, he started the game, sorry, and scored 2 goals. His substitute appearance today wasn't as exciting, but he came off the bench at halftime. Axel Tuanzebe came off the bench, as did Brandon Williams. So we had 3 academy players coming on the pitch, as Greenwood was already on the pitch as well. So that was also good to see. We know we had Dean Henderson in goal. Then we brought on Amad Diallo, and he came on, and for me, he looked all right. He was in the game immediately, pretty much as soon as he came on. He looked at me, he was on it immediately. Then he kind of drifted out of the game. We didn't really see the ball go down the right for maybe another 10 minutes. And then by the end of the game, he was involved a bit more. And so, yeah, I was okay with, some of his passes a bit astray, but he looked confident. When he got the ball, he looked like he wanted to do something. He wasn't just like, let me get the ball and pass it off. He looked like he wanted to be involved in the play. Shola Shoratere, how do I say it again, man? Shola Shoratere, he came off the bench as well, the youngest ever Manchester United player in Europe, beating the record set previously by Norman Whiteside, 17 years and not too many days. He came off the bench for another Man United appearance. He looks sharp. No excuse not to sign Jadon Sancho. JS7. Yeah, listen, gotta get Sancho in there. Gotta get Sancho. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Nothing that Amad could do this season, I'm convinced, is going to say to me, don't get Jadon Sancho. But yeah, Shoratere came off the bench for appearance. So that was good for him. And, it was Greenwood off. He came on, I believe it was. Yeah. So, yeah, it was good to see all those academy boys led by Marcus Rashford, who was captain at the time when he came on the pitch. And doing Man United proud, following the tradition of Manchester United. Mowada says, only team that worries me in that draw is Shakhtar. Let me actually see. I don't even know who the other teams in the draw are, to be honest. Let me just pull that up. Let me see. UEFA Europa League. Let's see. Draw. Europa League draw. So we've got AC Milan, Ajax, Arsenal, Dynamo Zagreb, Dynamo Kiev, Granada, Man United, Molde, Olympiacos, Rangers, Roma, Shakhtar, Slavia Prague, Tottenham, Villarreal, Young Boys. I don't want to draw any of the English sides. So I don't want to draw Arsenal. I don't want to draw Tottenham for 2 reasons. One, when you're in Europe, you like to play European teams, test yourself against the best in Europe. And secondly, we don't have a great record against Arsenal. In general, to be honest, especially Solskjaer against Arteta, and Jose knows how to do cups, innit? Like, I don't really want to face them, if I'm going to be completely honest. There's a lot of pressure on those games. AC Milan, second in Syria. Ajax, not 100% sure where they should be. They should be top, because they always are, but let me double check that. Where are they in the table? Yeah, they're top by 6 points with a game in hand, so they're flying over there. Dynamo Zagreb, Dynamo Kiev, Granada, Molde, Olympiacos, Rangers. That would be a good game, but Rangers, Slavia Prague, Young Boys. I'll take any of them. The rest of them, tough ties. We should be beating them anyway. We should be beating them, but tough ties. Are we favourites? We might be favourites. We probably should be favourites, to be honest. Like, we dropped out from the Champions League. How many other teams here dropped out from the Champions League? Did Roma drop out? I don't know. Did Villarreal drop out? I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I think we're probably favourites, and rightly so. So it'll be an interesting draw, innit? Interesting draw. Villarreal, Damien Perez says, Villarreal going to be a problem since they got Emery. The Europa League king. Yeah, of course, he won all those Europa Leagues with Sevilla. And yeah, listen, I don't necessarily want to draw Villarreal. That would be a tough game. And we've got a big run of games coming up, which is not going to be easy. I think there's an international break actually coming up in about 6 or 7 games. But Before that, let's see, we have got, so we've got Chelsea next. Chelsea away, Crystal Palace away, Man City away. 3 away games in a row in the space of a week. So Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, 3 in a row. And then we got a week, well, I say a week off, but I think there might be a Europa League game in between before we play West Ham, Leicester in the FA Cup, and then Brighton in the league. So we've got 3 away games in a row, home to West Ham, away to Leicester in the FA Cup, and the home to Brighton. So the next 6 weeks are very, very important for our season, both in the Premier League in terms of top 4 and in the Cup, so the Europa League and the FA Cup. Leicester are out, and for me, I know they've got a couple of injuries. Maddison could be out. Someone said to me he could be out for the season. I thought it was only 3 weeks. But Maddison could be out for a while, which I think could affect them. But because they're not going to be in Europa League, it might free up and allow them to, have full preparation and full focus on the race for top 4. And they have to get top 4. After they threw it away, bottled it last year, they have to get top 4. Rodgers has to get top 4. What happened to my camera? I went a bit dodgy there. And they're also in the FA Cup, so that might be a tournament that they're looking at winning as well. And one day they should be going for. It's one game. It's one game in the FA Cup that it shouldn't really trouble their season in any serious manner. Damien Perez says Rangers can be dark horses. They destroyed Antwerp. Yeah, you said that could be a tough game. I would say thankfully there's no fans because, an English team going to Scotland and vice versa, that would get the blood boiling. The fans will be right up for that. Steven Gerrard, ex-Liverpool, of course, that could be a very fiery game if we get that. But I still expect to beat Rangers. Let's keep it 100. Scottish, the best side in Scotland, should be nowhere near us ever. Even when they were the likes of Celtic were at their peak. Yes, they did beat us. Nakamura free kick and them kind of thing. But it was an upset. That's when they were in the Champions League. That's when they were, they're getting to the last 16 and losing out to a late extra time goal against AC Milan and Kaká. That's when they were doing bits. It will still be a very, very poor result to lose to a Scottish team. In their current state, Scotland, how it is, no way we can lose to Rangers. But they were attacking, and they have been attacking. So that would be a very exciting game. Abby says, Neeks, are you frustrated with Martial? I'm frustrated that he hasn't scored more goals. I did like his performance today. I think he did do well. I think I want to say he was unlucky not to score. No, he there's a point where he got the ball into it, he trapped it, turned, shot. I want to see him more determined to score. I want to see him want to score. I want to see him getting, and there's a couple of times where he kind of got at the near post, ready for a cross. I think he was actually there for one of the crosses, which was cleared. And as I said earlier, where Greenwood shot at the near post when he possibly could have went across the goal or across the face of the box, Martial was there. So I just want him in those positions. Whether you get the ball or not, you keep making those runs because that ball will come in at some point and you have to be there. So generally, yes, I'm frustrated for the season. But at the moment, today's game, I think he did all right. He did all right. Do you think we should be doing better? He should be doing better. Should move him on. Martial is not the future of Man United as a striker. He's not good enough as a striker. Cavani, Greenwood, that's who I want to be, the first and second choice. And going forward, Greenwood should be our main number 9. Martial has a role on the left wing, 100% for me. We got holes to fill in our squad before I think about selling Martial. Selling Martial for me should not be in our plans this summer because you sell him, you still need to go and get a right winger, and then you have to replace Martial. So it gives you another thing to go and do. We shouldn't be in a position where we're like, oh, we need to sell him to raise the cash to go and fit. We're Man United. We got the money. Buy the positions you need and deal with certain players after in terms of sales, etc. So I would definitely keep him for at least one more season and hope that he can, fulfill the potential that we know he definitely does have. Do I see him like Jesus? No. Jesus is a striker. Jesus has the natural movement of a striker, but he can't finish. Martial, even I know his finishing has been poor this year, but he doesn't have the movement for a striker. But I'm more confident of him in front of goal, generally speaking, than I am Jesus. It's like they're both deficient in what they want to be, but they can be effective elsewhere. Martial's effective on the left. Jesus is effective on the right. He's very effective on the right because he's running and he's hassling, he's pressing, and he can score a goal. So if you're getting your right winger to get, say, let's say 10, 15 goals a season, that's good. But your striker, when you're going for a league title or a Champions League, you need to be right up there with the numbers. 20 in the league. That's what you should be getting minimum. And then 30 in all competitions. They're not doing that. Martial and Jesus ain't doing that. So in different ways, they're not good enough to lead the lines for those respective teams. And that's why Haaland, and they talk about Haaland and him coming and who he goes to is rife right now. You can see him right there, man, in the picture, right there. Erling Haaland. But yeah, man, I saw Matic, he played the whole 90 minutes. So it's a possibility that he might not start against Chelsea, which might mean that Scott McTominay is back. I think Solskjaer spoke about it in his post-match, saying that Cavani, I think Van der Beek and McTominay could be available for the Chelsea game, which will be good. Pogba's not going to be ready, but I think we need a McTominay and Fred partnership in the middle against Chelsea. They're going to be playing three at the back. It's going to be hard for us to break, so we're going to have to get runners from midfield to disrupt their defensive order if we're going to get a win. For me, it's a must not lose game. We win that game, I think top four is nearly done because I think we're 6 points clear of Chelsea. If we win that game, let me double check that. I think we're 6 points clear of Chelsea. If we win that game, we got 9 points. I'm not really worried about West Ham. Chelsea are on 43, on 49. So we win that game, we got 9 points clear. For me, that's top four. West Ham aren't going to pass us. I have no fear about that. So all you're going to end up with, and we're already 9 points ahead of Liverpool. So you end up with Liverpool, Chelsea, Liverpool, Chelsea, and West Ham fighting for one position. We win this game on Sunday. Top four is ours. But I'm going to do a match preview on that on Saturday. Yeah, on Saturday. So is Rodgers the king of bottling? If they don't get top four, you got big questions to answer. Shane says, I really like Tellers at left back and nice to see the youngsters get on. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, Tellers is good. Luke Shaw's still the number one left back, and I think the first choice left back, and I think that's right. He's been very good this season. I do like Tellers. He's offered something different either way. Defensively, he's not as good as Shaw, but he's got a whip on him. I do prefer Shaw in the overlap, though. I really do. But I guess against maybe sometimes the deeper teams you're playing, you need that deep cross from deep that Tellez can provide, and we know that he's got a good set piece. But Luke Shaw's got a good set piece as well. Luke Shaw's been taking set pieces recently, so I think it's good competition, isn't it? It's good competition. Tellez was 12 million signing. Shane said, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but James could be a key factor. On the break against Chelsea, they're going to dominate possession. They're going to dominate possession. We're going to be looking to hit them on the break. I think James might play. A lot of their play is going to come down the wide position, so they're going to need to track him back. I think going with Greenwood on the right, for example, is maybe a bit too attacking for Chelsea, who are going to be attacking wide. So I could see Dan James starting on the right and Rashford on the left. Dan James probably deserves to start. He's played well the last 3 games. Probably deserves to start. Does Bailly give you Lady King vibes? The man made a clearance today. And I thought, and he started stretching his side. Like he got injured from a clearance. The guy is a walking I don't even know what walking what signal. It's so annoying. Look how good he makes Lindelof look. Look how good he makes Maguire. Defending centre back part is all about partnerships, and Lindelof and Maguire both need Bailly. He is the yin to their yang. We need a fit Bailly. So today I was kind of disappointed that he started because I wanted to start against Chelsea. But I can't see him starting. I think it's going to be Lindelof and Maguire. And it's going to annoy me. It's going to annoy me. I'm going to do a match review on that. A match preview, sorry, for that on Saturday. Probably Saturday morning. Who's playing on, what's the kickoff times on this weekend? Man City, West Ham, 12:30. It's going to have to be an early one, like a 10 a.m. thing. Yeah, maybe a 10 a.m. on Saturday morning. I'll get that video set up. Tomorrow probably do a Europa League draw. Either live or match draw review. So yeah. If Cavani can't play, should Martial play on the left for the defensive work and put Rashford as striker? Plus Martial, in my opinion, gives more defensive support. He does give more defensive support than Rashford. However, it depends who you're playing, because Rashford against a deep line as a striker. No, actually, no. Forget it. It doesn't matter who you're playing. Martial, if Cavani's not available, Greenwood as a striker. If Greenwood's not available, Martial as a striker. Rashford needs to stay on the left. Or you play him in a two-man striking partnership. Rashford's a lone striker. I don't like it. He's much better even when he runs, like he runs off the shoulder against a high line. He likes the inside-out run. So from the left-hand side through the middle, as opposed to those straight runs. Those straight runs, he struggles to even stay on side sometimes. And we know his hold-up play isn't great. So no. If Rashford's available, Rashford starts on the left. That's it. We don't move. Rashford should not be moved. Rashford and Bruno are our best attacking players. They play in their best positions when they're available. That's it for me. If you have to compromise the right-hand side in terms of quality, because you don't want to balance, because you can put Rashford on the right and say, let's balance out the attack. Honestly, I'd rather you put Martial on the right than move Rashford. Rashford is that integral and that important, and he's been that productive on the left. I think you keep him in that position. When people are available in the middle, Sociedad doesn't put Bruno in the midfield. He finds someone to play there. He'll play Van der Beek there if necessary. Today he brought on Tuanzebe, put him in the middle. Like you keep your best players in your best position. Pogba is out. Pogba is not available. Definitely he already said not for the whole of February. And I think he said today he's not going to be available. So he's training, but he's definitely not available. Hopefully he's back for the Manchester Derby, which is on the 7th. So he's got a week and a few days until that, 9 days. So hopefully he's back for that. So, but we will see. Well, guys, listen, hit the like button right now. Subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And yeah, tomorrow, going to get a few videos out. Going to release the podcast as well. Should have done that already, but get that podcast released for you lot on all the audio platforms, Spotify, etc. We'll get a visual for that as well on YouTube. Live Europa League draw, we'll get that as well. Myself and Ramsey, of course, Man United and Arsenal in that draw. And then we'll get some match reviews. Chelsea versus Man United and Arsenal versus Leicester. It's going to be a big weekend. It's a big weekend of Premier League football. And the reality is, every game week right now is big. This is the crunch time in the Premier League. And as Shane said, as I said, the same thing I said, for me, Chelsea is a must not lose. We keep that gap as a bare minimum. If you can win it, top four is ours. Top four is ours. But at a bare minimum, you do not lose that game. Guys, smash the like button, and I'll see you soon.